What was your name again?
Reggie,
Reggie. Nice to meet you. And where are you located?
in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay. I don't think I've talked to a Pittsburgh person from Apple in maybe ever. Anyway, nice to see you. Nice to talk to you.
Nice.
You know the
Nice
nice
to
thing
talk to
about
you.
Apple? If most of the companies in the business of the United States, you go, we call tech support, you get somebody in the Philippines. They used to use India, but and then lately GoPro's using El Salvador. But Apple, they have a market cap, they can hire Americans.
I guess that's a good thing for the customer. In some cases, sometimes you need different language speaking people.
Well, actually, I think you guys can understand Americans better than Americans, and I think when you're in the technology business, you lose a lot in translation culturally trying to explain all this stuff too. But anyway, so let's see. I got a really fucking problem. You guys are really messing with me today. It's my birthday, and I'm trying to get in my security, and it's like giving me some kind of bullshit on my iPhone about connecting to my iCloud, and then you send me a text message, and every time I respond with the code in the text message, it says it's wrong. And I know it's not wrong because I just sent it from the other phone, and they're both in front of me.
All right, so if I'm understanding you correctly, your device.
Oh, before you
were having
forget,
some issues.
wait, before you forget, my phone number if we get disconnected.
All right, good. I'm glad you gave that to me.
I know your system and process. Okay, 805
Okay.
881 2420.
881-2420.
And
can
that's
I get an
the-
email address for you also?
Yeah, it's bill.huhn@mac.com.
All right, thank you. And what were you about to say, sir?
Well, I was about to say a lot of things, but anyway, I could say a lot of things. Did you know what Steve Jobs' email address was?
What was Steve Jobs' email address? You know it?
Well, guess what? I guessed it, and I got it right because I found out if you go in Wiki or whatever you can find there's 3 of them. I didn't remember any other than the one I used, which was steve@mac.com, which is illegal. You try to send to steve@mac.com and they'll freaking stop you. And the thing is, when I offered to buy the world and put Steve Jobs in charge of technology in 2005, I emailed him at steve@mac.com. So I know he got my freaking message. And so that's why he had to die. But that's a longer story. So the shorter story is, okay, I've got this iPhone 6 Plus, and it's not letting me get into security. Let me ask you a side question. You just tried to verify me using a phone, right? You wanted to verify my iCloud because you wanted me to send another secret word, right, to a phone. What if the only phone I ever had was an iPhone 6 Plus? How do you verify me?
All right, now when you say your device, you were trying to answer. Were you trying to answer security questions?
I don't know what I was trying to do. I wasn't trying to do anything. It popped up with me and it started asking me about security. Now, yesterday when I talked about security, I took all my security off of my system. I have no security. However, I have security on my iCloud. So it was trying to verify my iCloud security. And when it went to verify it, I gave them my iPad password and all that, and I gave them the codes. But then when it went to verify my iCloud security, every time I plug in the verification code, it said no. Now, let me ask you a question, and maybe I'll answer the question of the problem. Okay, when I take off my security and have no security to, like, log into my iPhone 6 Plus, do I still have a passcode?
If you turn off iCloud and things like that, you would still have a passcode unless you disabled the passcode.
Okay, let's step it back. What I did is I made it so that I didn't have to log in with anybody with any kind of passcode into my iPhone 6 Plus. That doesn't necessarily mean I don't have internally some kind of a passcode to get to higher level functions, right?
Higher level functions such as what?
I don't know. You tell me. So
You-
what I'm telling you is
the only
this.
thing that you-
Yeah, I'm telling you this. I set my passcode to effectively, in one standpoint, null, blank. Now, if my passcode was blank and you sent me a verification code, but I gave you my previous pat code, would that give me an error? Let me try it out. Oh, shoot, I called you on your number. Wait a minute, I'm on your phone. I can't try it. Or maybe I can, but do you understand what I just asked you?
If I send you a code on your phone, if you give me your passcode,
No, okay, wait a minute. Okay, it was trying to do stuff to me. Now it's not doing it to me. It was coming back and saying I had to verify my iCloud security settings.
okay,
So I tried to follow it. And so,
all right,
and I followed it, and I entered my iCloud, what did I enter? My iCloud ID. I had an iCloud password, so I entered my iCloud password. And then it asked me for a passcode. Now, I previously had a passcode on this iPhone 6 Plus. And I then said after yesterday, I want to take off security so I don't have to put in a passcode every time. I don't care about a passcode. And so I took it off. Now, when it verified my security, and I probably put in the previous number, but maybe it's asking me for blank, 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 blank. Could that be my passcode? Blank, 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 blank.
it's asking you for that at the screen to activate the device, like to open it up.
It might have something to do with what I'm doing in the background in music.
But you wouldn't have to enter in a passcode for music.
I don't know why it was starting to ask me stuff. I don't know how to start it to make it do it again. I don't know why. I guess I'll have to, because I don't know how to replicate this problem. I was going to say, let me ask you another question. Do you have ARA for the iPhone 6 Plus?
No, we don't. That would be pretty sweet if we did, but no, we don't at this time.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so Reggie, how long have you lived in Pittsburgh?
I'm 25. I lived here for 18 years.
You're 25. Oh, you got a whole life ahead of you. That is fabulous.
I got some life.
So,
I got some life left.
when I canceled your job off the PlanET, because we're not going to have that technology anymore, I canceled in 2005 when I put Steve Jobs in charge of technology and invented iPhones in your eyes, and canceled lawyers and salesmen in politics and all kinds of crap. And if your shit doesn't work, you won't call in freaking tech support. We'll put the engineers on the TV and spank them. Okay, so what would you do if you're retired out of your mind with all the money you need?
If you gave me enough money to retire for the rest of my life,
Right, because that's what I'm offering.
you're offering me enough money to retire for the rest of my life. I'd move to an island somewhere with my family.
That sounds good. Start thinking about where, because that's what I'm trying to offer for the whole freaking planet. By the way,
That would be sweet.
you could look it up and you could tell your friends at wethepeopleofearth.biz.
Okay.
And do you know what it says in your Apple Mac right now? And what it said in 2005 when I came along with an offer to buy every enterprise on earth for 5 times, and then an offer to buy the state of California, which was really my offer to buy all the freaking countries in the planet, all the nations, to cancel all the nations, create one enterprise and one monetary system of infinite money. Do you know how much Apple was worth back then?
Not as much as it is now.
Not near 50 billion.
Nowhere near.
I picked him up for 250 billion and I tripled that investment. Motorola's was 150 billion. I picked him up for a loss. But anyway, they were a loss leader. Anyway, my first moves in my head was buy Motorola, my alma mater, Apple, who I knew, and Google. But then I knew we can get away with that. Microsoft's going to be pissed, but I want Bill Gates in charge of charity, so I bought Microsoft to kill Windows. And then I bought Sony to merge Xbox and Sony. But then I bought all of Hollywood. And then I bought all your gold and all your oil and all your freaking planet. Because once I invented the future of technology, the future of money, everything else was easy. Then I just had to explain your religions. But that's a longer story. And you can read all about it at WeThePeopleOfEarth.biz and link to my Facebook page and my YouTubes for 10 years. But it said in 2005, nothing is more powerful than an idea whose time has come. Can you believe that Steve Jobs and I, he might be secretly the angel, has been working behind the scenes knowing I was on the way, or we have been working together. We certainly have since '05. Nothing is more powerful than an idea whose time has come. Do you know what it says in your Apple Mac now when you do the speech?
When I do what speech, sir?
You go voiceover, and when you test the voiceover things, you click the click, and it gives you a test of the voiceover. In '05, it said, nothing is more powerful than an idea whose time has come. Click the click today. It says the best way to predict the future is to invent it. And I call it I*IT. I pounded all your IT, I cancelled it. I called I*IT. I invented your future. I wrote your future. I call it the history of the future of the people of the Earth, or the planet Earth, and we have to plan E.T., like E.T. phone home. Anyway, I wrote the whole story. I invented it all. But actually, I didn't really invent it. You had invented it. It was invented before by God. I just decoded it. But that get crazy. But anyway, Apple's in the middle of this story. You know who took a bite out of Steve Jobs' apple?
I did.
You did. Well, that's a cool answer. I haven't heard that answer before. But you know what? It was Bill Gates. No, that's one paradigm. The other paradox is the Gates killed the Jobs. That was original sin. It's our Gates in Hollywood, our Gates to everything. We should have no Gates to the brightest minds going as light as they can light. We should have no gates to knowledge. Knowledge is not only free, but I will pay you in iPhones, which are 3D virtual reality beyond your Google glasses and beyond Oculus. I will pay you to learn. I will pay you to read books. You'll have the best university in your eyes from everywhere on Earth. Every 7 billion people on the planet will get free iPhones. That'll be a free ticket to ride. That is part of our doing business. We don't sell any crap anymore. We create a system, an ultimate system of perfection of people. And the bottom is our mission, and the top works for them. For the meek shall inherit the earth. And I bought the earth, and I have the right to give it back to the meek. And right? If I could buy the world, pay it 5 times, have 15 times over, and give it back to the meek, can anybody argue with me?
No, they're not going to argue with you.
No, I know. The thing is, they wouldn't argue with me. They couldn't even actually return my calls. That was even weirder. But they wouldn't argue with me because I was also playing Isaiah 2.4. He will rebuke many people. You will rebuke yourselves enough. He will judge among the nations. I judge them. Cancelled. We'll learn one or more. We have 999. Actually, once you have 1,000 years of justice and peace on earth, you have infinite justice and peace on earth. And so that's like what we've been waiting for all of time. And I don't know why I was that guy. I just figured out how to buy the world. And once I figured out how to buy the world, I had to explain to you in my living room how a guy with no money could buy the world out of its mind, because its mind was broken. Everything in your reality was upside down. Flip the bits, flip the switch. You could change it all, and we have infinite heaven and earth. And, well, that's what we designed to create. That's what I call we were intelligently designed. Anyway, your tech support, I'm supporting you today, but actually, you know what? This is a bigger part of the story, and you are in a recorded line, and I know we've had these Apple conversations with many people over time, and like, you're an apostle now, because you're a part of, like, one of 7 billions, but you're talking to me at the day of my birthday, and maybe my real birthday, and anyway, you're an apostle, we're all apostles, and we're infinitely wealthy, because we're selling this movie. You're in a movie now for the rest of your life. Everybody you know is in a movie, and we're going to sell it out for 1,000 years. That's a lot of years.
Yes, it is a lot of years.
And guess what? We're going to sell it out for free. And why would we sell it out for free? Because what we're creating is we're creating knowledge. We're creating innovation. When I came along with my plan, your rate of innovation, call it 1. I added 19 times to the 1. So imagine, even without exponential math, imagine 20 years in a year. Imagine think about this, 10 years is 200 years without exponential math of the equation. That means we could have gone 200 years from your reality into mine. Your science fiction writers, your Star Trek guys, couldn't even think of the science fiction I had as science faction available to be had within a 10-year period. Anyway.
Okay, William.
So anyway, thank you very much for listening to me. We've taken long enough of your time and my money, not my money, your time, my money. Anyway, have a great day and enjoy it. Spread the word, spread the word.
All right, thank you, man. You have a great day, too.
Okay, bye-bye.